Hey there guys, in this video we're going to be going to City of Daemons and doing a little bit of an easier clear than the preview I showed you from the JP server that used Noctis. You can still use that video if you want to. And about Noctis, just for those of you wondering, did I pull for him? I did use all of my tickets. I used 205 tickets, and here's the results right here. 205 tickets for Noctis, and we got 0 copies. I got 3 of Deity Taivas, and Deity Taivas is now EX3 for me because we got so many from the stupid Taivas, or the Noctis banner. Got a Luna Freya, got a Ilmatil, those are right up on the banner. Got a ton of off-banner garbage. No Noctis whatsoever. So 205 tickets, not a single banner unit. But anyway, so we're going to go to the City of Daemons and we're going to do a slightly easier clear. So for this one, the mission that matters is, well, the one that matters is the 10 turns or less. And that's honestly pretty easy if you're using things like Hayo, Richt, etc. But if you want to get all the missions, you want to do Royal Arms category only. Now for this one, we can bring a friend, and you could, but we're going to just not bring a friend because I'm going to show you a 5-man clear, and what you're supposed to do is take a friend Deity Taivas if you don't have your own. If you do have your own, take a friend's anyway, it'll be twice as quick. But this is the party we're going to be using, so it's going to be mostly older units with cheaper gear. We're not using Clash of Wills gear, we're not using high-end SDMRs from limited units, all that kind of stuff. We're using just older units. So Flaring Rain, like a year old at this point, is going to be our leader. We're going to be using Yish as a breaker, Chizuru just to deal some damage, and Cecil for covering, supporting, etc. These are all Royal category units, and we're making Rain the leader. Now obviously Taivas being the leader is way better, but if you're taking a friend Taivas, he cannot be the leader, so we're doing it with only a 500 leader skill. And as far as viable swaps, I'll show you those at the end of the video, or give you some suggestions. Anyway, so we have 10 turns to do this. It shouldn't be too terribly hard, honestly speaking. With a carry of an Esper Taivas, or Deity Taivas, whatever. So on turn 1, we're going to have Chizuru do Strong Samurai, Staunch Samurai, and we're going to do Focus Strength for the Mirage right here. We're going to have Cecil start in the base for the field, go to the ship, although Taivas could do the field anyway. We're going to do Shelga, cover, and provoke. Yish can do her LB. Flaring Rain can just do... Okay, so this is going to be a little tricky. We're going to Prominence Fall, Freedom That Believe In, Prominence Fall. And what we're going to do, we're going to target one, click, and then target the other one to change target. That way we fire imperil both of them. Deity Taivas is going to Lightga. We're strong as hell. Put up his field as well, because why not? And then Fridge Sverd for the imperil. Okay. So some physical damage this turn. We're going to Mirage it because of Chizuru's multi-stack. You could also use Cecil's Omni Cover, but I kind of want to use that this turn. So we got LB fill on Yish, so he can support chain with Taivas. So we're going to shift Taivas and do his shifted LB. Now I know we didn't do his shifted LB modifier. That's going to be fine, I think. Rain's going to shift at LB. And we're going to shift at LB Chizuru. Now notice we didn't really do a big LB damage buff for anyone. But, it should hopefully be fine. I guess we'll find out, won't we? And here we go. Okay-ish, I guess. Alright, so now Cecil's going to Omni Cover. He's going to Lunarian Might, and he's going to Sacred Aura, and that should fill a bunch of LB gauge so that we can burst yet again and finish off this fight. Okay, he's also Omni Covering this turn, so that even though we don't have Mirage anymore, doesn't matter. Okay, so we just reload and go again. And Cecil can just jump in. Is anyone higher in health? Not that Cecil really does damage. I can't target the other one. Oh my god, there it is. Alright, this one has higher health. So we'll just change it up and go again. You know, kind of whatever. You know, I probably shouldn't have used Yish SLB that turn. Could have saved it. Oh well, doesn't matter. Anyway, that was the first fight. I think in 3 turns, we have 7 turns left, which should be totally fine. I mean, we're gonna have 7 turns. So Taivas, the friend, the friend is geared out really well, by the way. So even though it's my Taivas, it's supposed to be in the friend slot. He's geared very well. So we're going to Enlightga. None can stand against. We're not going to amplify this turn. How's Rain's cooldown? 3 turns? Yeah, we're going to have Taivas. Enlightga. No one can stand against. We'll AoE imperil all the enemies. Yish can do the LB. Rain. You know what? We're going to have Rain just LB with Chizuru and weave them together. Just for a little bit of damage. Not going to be much. We're not like buffed and all. Oh my god, it wasn't that much at all. Anyway, whatever. So Cecil can do stuff. Okay. We don't have good physical mitigation or Mirage, which may or may not be a problem. Nah, it's magical damage turn. We're fine. Alright, Yish can do LB again. Flaring Rain can do Burst Fire and his cooldowns. Yish does her thing. Chizuru can do Strong, Staunch, and let's do a physical mitigation. Cecil can do an LB here. And these two can LB as well. Now these aren't going to properly perfect chain or anything. But it was good enough. Alright, next turn we will do Taivas' setup. Let's see here. Once all the autocasting finishes. Yeah, Taivas will do Burst Light. We're strong as hell. Let's fill his LB. And we'll end Leica. Flaring Rain can do his thing. Chizuru can do this. This. We'll chain it right here. We're kind of like just really all over the place with chaining right now. I'm just like pushing buttons. And it's kind of working. Alright, 3 turns. We have 3, 6. We have 4 turns left. This should be fine. Probably going to kill next turn with Taivas. Oh, you know what I never did was Yish's 89 break. Oh well. I don't think it's going to matter, honestly. So Chizuru can shift here and do her LP. Rain can just, like, chain. You're higher in health. Let's go ahead and attack you then. Did I shift Taivas? I don't know if I did or not. Doesn't really matter, does it? Okay, there it is. There's all missions. So royal categories only, 10 turns or less, no items, and this was a 5-unit clear, could have been a 6-unit clear. So the 4 units that are supposed to be yours, these are the cheap gears. So base form, Cecil, auto break, his TMR, etc. Shift form, death immunity, passive provoke, full evasion, status immunity, etc. The whole party's immune to petrify, by the way. Chizuru, base form. Base form is literally basically just nothing. Shift form is using a spear for Yish's Imperil, just because we don't have time to do her own Imperil. And there it is. There's the gear we're using, human and undead killer. And again, mostly cheap gear. I know Knights of Grand Shell card isn't really cheap, but it's really, really old. Flaring Rain, again, we're using cheap gear. We're not using Clash of Wills gear. As you can see, this is just generic whatever stuff. Now, of course, I am using a Elena card, which is, you know, again, I'm stretching it slightly, but there it is. Yish, who cares? Bulk, whatever. She's just a breaker. If you have things like, I guess she's kind of one of the best breakers until we get Prompto. Galoof will work as well. He's royal. He's royal, so he'd work as well. And then this is supposed to be the friend unit. Now, the friend unit is supposed to be geared very well. So he's using very, very good gear, chain speed, etc., a good card. So the friend is just decked out and everything. And then we didn't use an actual friend. And there was the clear. So there was your, sort of budget-ish. Very, very cheap gear. Rain, Chizuru, Yish, and Cecil. All of these are very, very old units. As far as unit swaps, so talk about that in 1 second. Yeah, as you can see, Taivas heavily carries. So as far as Chizuru swap, who could it be? Anyone. As you see, her damage was absolute trash. So bring someone to buff killers. Rosa, Ilmatil, etc. Someone to buff LB damage. Again, Creel, something like that. We didn't have any LB buffs. So, keep that in mind. Flaring Rain was just the leader. Who's better? Obviously your own Taivas. Obviously your own Noctis. If you don't have any of those, I guess Regis Neovision's Awakening is a 200 leader skill. You could also make things like the Bewitching Fairy Yish the leader, or Snovlinka the leader. Those are all royals with 500 leader skills, so it could be an option. Yish, other alternatives, like I said, Galoof. Other royal breakers, I forget. I don't know. Just your best royal breaker. Cecil is just a tank. You could also bring things like even Steiner or Ash, etc. I like Cecil because he does the field for free. And then the Taivas carry. Another option would be Noctis. A friend Noctis. But there it is. There's our all mission clear. And as you saw, I didn't get any Noctis whatsoever. I was kind of hoping to get at least one or two and then maybe, do a video about him or something. But didn't get it, so too bad for me. Okay, see you in a bit.